You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
I know you're probably tired of hearing people say, new year, new me. However, it can be a new year and a new you. Everyone is trying to get back into the gym. They're trying to do some weight loss things. You may have also heard of GLP-1s. Well, our friends over at Ro has gotten you covered with the new GLP-1 pill. The pill is a new, more convenient and approachable way to GLP-1s if you've been thinking about it. A self-administered shot can be a bit intimidating. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. If you've been thinking about getting on a GLP-1, Ro might be the way to do it. They have 100% online care, access to clinically proven, FDA-approved medications, free insurance checks, side effect management, dosing support, and more. Ro offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The new GLP-1 pill has the same weight loss ingredient as the shot and packs comparable results to the shot. It can help patients lose 14% of their body weight in a year on average. This is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight plus a weight-related condition with diet and exercise. You may have also seen Serena Williams talk about collaborating and endorsing Ro as well. As a world-class athlete, she also wanted to drop pounds after having children. If I had needed this particular option, this is what I would use. A pill versus a shot? Why not? Go to ro.co/Kempire to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Ro. That's ro.co/Kempire to get started on Ro. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medication. More details on your discount and more will be available in the description. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of Married to Medicine. I don't know why I'm so excited because I really did not love this episode. I watched it last night, Married to Medicine's latest episode, episode 12 of season 12. And I was sort of watching as I was doing things. And I was like, okay, I didn't feel the episode, but I was like, maybe it's because I was doing things while I watched the episode. So I sat down. That's why I'm late. Apologies. And we just had our recap of Real Housewives of Potomac, which ran over. Okay. But I watched it again and I'm like, it's like the same stuff. It's the same stuff that we watched from their trip 2 seasons ago, last season. And I'm just like, I'm over this. I'm over this cast. There has to be some sort of shakeup. And I was just talking about this the other day. I wish we had really expanded to other cities because then I think maybe that would lessen the monotony of this one Married to Medicine cast. But it's the same stuff. We're 12 episodes in. And sidebar, did y'all notice when they got off the Sprinter towards the end of the episode, Dr. Hemley gets off and then her and Dr. Simone all hugged up? I was like, are y'all really mad at each other? Like, I get it. They mended fences, but Dr. Simone was sort of like, I still see you for who you are. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't a terrible episode. If I had to rate the episode, I'd probably give it a 6. I don't even know. I think that might be generous. But I'm here to recap it because there are certain elements. And I was taking notes as I'm watching. So sometimes I have to rewind and go back. And I'm just like, this is not worth it. A lot of people say that the V Life says, I agree. I liked Married to Medicine LA. I don't understand why they canceled Married to Medicine LA. But, they give chances to those other shows more so than they do to the black shows. Let's be honest. So I don't know if the ratings weren't rating for Married to Medicine LA at the time. I don't know. But yeah, Way of Keith says they're frenemies. Even if they're frenemies, it's the same stuff that they're fighting over. It's the same. Then y'all wonder why we had one person mad in the comments last week during our recap. This recap is all over the place. Da 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 da. No, it wasn't. I had very serious thoughts about Flying Spirit and Frontier. They had issues with their flights. It was episode related. If you don't like how we recap, that's on you. We still talked about the episode. You didn't miss much. I don't know what tangent we'll get on this week, but here I is. I'm still here. I still show up every single Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern, maybe a little bit late because I was watching the episode. Deborah says Married to Medicine Los Angeles was so good. Everyone says that, so I don't get what happened. Lori says, I liked Married to Medicine LA as well. Not to say that they can't revamp it. Who knows? Miss Sweet James says, what happened to Married to Medicine Houston? I'm guessing the same thing happened to LA. Remember, they were supposed to do a DC one. That's where Dr. Alicia was supposed to be a part of the DC one. And apparently other doctors that we know of were supposed to be a part of the DC one. Don't know why that didn't happen. I would have loved to see that. Oh, now we could have really talked. I just feel like the brand actually is interesting. And so many people say that Married to Medicine Atlanta is the best show on Bravo that no one talks about. So I don't understand why we haven't expanded this brand to other cities. I don't get it. Okay. Hold on. I'll get this comment. L.A. Chanel says, oh, are we going on a sidebar already? Love those. I know we love them, but you know, the random people that come into our community, they're like, what's going on over there? They come in looking around. Like, what's going on in here? I came in from Married to Medicine. Why are we talking about Spirit and Frontier? Because they're a mess. Oh, okay. All right. Singer GST, thank you so much. Singer GST says, I got my live ticket to Kempire. Well, I will see you during the live stream or the in-person. Shout out to those of you. New York, you're showing up. I see you. So for those that didn't know, go get your tickets today. We're selling like hotcakes since the last time I checked. I was like, all right, New York, go get your tickets today. Ticket information is available in the description. Our live show, Kempire After Dark. The villain era continues. I changed the name. I said one night only. It's still one night only. So if you think I'm coming to any of the other cities this year, I'm not. I'm sorry, Atlanta. I'm sorry, DC. I'm sorry, LA. I'm sorry, Texas. Unless something magically happens between now and then, which it can, I dwell in possibility. I'm not coming to your city, okay? Not this year, okay? So go get your tickets today. Y'all have no idea what it takes to put together a show. Y'all saw how I've been promoting this show, and this is New York. This is my city, and how much work goes into doing that. So go get your tickets today. Ticket information will be available, including meet and greets are available. We got a lot of meet and greets, too. Meet and greet tickets are available. I think we have a cap on the meet and greets, y'all. So if you are waiting to get the meet and greet, you might want to get it soon. Just saying, because I believe there is a cap. I would stay there all night and meet and greet with all of you. But it's a Friday night, Friday the 13th. Just saying. Get your tickets, guys. Ticket information is available in the description. Thank you to Singer DST. Demi, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Singer DST says, Married to Medicine Miami would have been great. We were just talking about that. What was it, last week during one of our sidebars? I just feel like there's so many cities because there's doctors everywhere. There's so many cities, even cities that we don't even think about. Married to Medicine Chicago. Married to Medicine. And mind you, they gave us that Salt Lake City real estate show. Who asked for that?
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
Oh, sorry, Lisa. Didn't know you'd be so offended. Annette, thank you so much for the super chat. Annette says, hey, Kempire, got my tickets. Question. Green Room 42, a restaurant where we ordered food or like a bar type while you do your show. Oh, no. You can get food, which is so upsetting to me because I'm on stage watching y'all eat. Okay, eat and drink. And I heard the food is good. So that's why we keep coming back to our friends over at the Green Room 42. Look, I had one fry. I'm still talking about this one fry because they brought me fries on stage. I was like, I can't work and eat. Y'all know that already about me. So I don't know whatever happened to those fries. They probably threw it out. Okay. But yes, you can definitely eat. I heard the food is really, really good there. Maybe next time when I'm there, I can actually have some. But yeah, there's definitely good food there, Annette. And thank you so much. I'll see you on Friday the 13th, March 13th. Can y'all believe it's March? Did y'all pay your mortgage? Did y'all pay your rent? Did y'all pay your first of the month? It's the first of the month. Here I go on the sidebar. Sorry. Let me focus. GC, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. GC says our T-Mobile Discovery. I don't know what you mean here. Disc? Help me get a better rate with AT&T. Wait, huh? Our T-Mobile help me get a better rate with AT&T. Wait, our disc? Let me know, GC. I don't understand what you were trying to say here. Miss Parker, thank you so much for another super chat. Miss Parker says, this season has been a struggle to watch. They keep trying to reheat the nachos. Stop with the rehash produced beefs. That's a perfect way of explaining it. That's what it feels like. They're arguing about the same thing. And it's not that we don't argue about the same thing in real life, but we don't want to watch it on television. It's the same stuff. And it's not like I agree with Heavenly or I agree with Toya. I think they're both as toxic as they blame each other, and that's probably why they can't stand each other. But I'm tired of it's the same thing. And they let Dr. Jackie get away with murder with no storyline in sight. No storyline in sight. Kay, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Beautiful picture, Kay. Feels very Potomac. Feels very Potomac. All right. Let's move on. Oh, discount. Thank you, Kendra. That's what you meant. The discount. Oh, wait, let me bring the comment back up. Hold on. GC says, our T-Mobile discount helped me get a better rate with AT&T. Oh, okay. We don't know those people over here. We're strictly Verizon. I'm joking. Some people don't get my humor. Okay. Let's focus. Let me open up my notes. And we'll talk about Married to Medicine if we have to. Okay, I'm not going to be here long. I'm getting off here by 5 o'clock. Someone keep clock of the time. I'm getting off here at 5 o'clock. I'm not spending 2 hours talking about a show I did not enjoy this week. I'm ready for the reunion, but we won't have to wait long. The reunion will start airing, I think, the 15th? Right? Let me see. Yeah, the 15th, the reunion will start airing. So we don't have to wait long. The season's about to wrap. Okay? All right. So Married to Medicine at season 12, episode 12. Angel FaceTimes with Bernard. Apparently she invited him to the trip, and now he's saying he's going to come on the trip. I thought this was weird. I feel like Angel reconnected with Dr. Bernard because he's a doctor. Yes, I do believe they have history. I don't believe that they're trying to revisit any of that history, if I'm being honest. And I think she's like, I want to have a man on the show. I feel like this is going to secure my spot, secure me maybe with a full-time position or something. So I feel like she was just like, come to Jamaica. All right. What kind of doctor is he? I like to learn a little bit more about him, but I didn't like his energy when he came. I didn't like her energy. I told you something about her turned me off, especially after that little run-in with her and Brandy during the last trip. I was like, something's off about Angel. Something's off about Angel, and I'm seeing it more and more. Where's Angel from? Is she from New Orleans? I'm noticing her accent. I didn't think I'd paid attention to it before. Is she from New Orleans? Can you guys confirm for those that watch Basketball Wives and remember that she was even on it? Just asking. Okay. Just asking. Eugene, here's the thing. Here's where it's not. He's a cardiologist? Okay, Dr. Bernard. All right. I see you. But I still don't want to see Angel. Date somebody else in the crew. I know somebody that's available. Quad. That would be. Can you imagine if Quad did something like that? That was her, Quad and Angel are friends. She's how she got onto the show. She's from NOLA. I heard it in her voice. I love a NOLA accent. Oh, she is? Okay. I know I heard it. So at least I'm not off. Okay. Right, Antho? Antho says Shamar gets finer and finer every episode. I always forget to talk about Brandy's husband. Not only is like a good guy and a good husband, he's good looking. We forgot to talk about it last week, but we got to see see him some more this week. He is a good husband because he really showed up to film with his wife for literally like 2 hours and left. What husband is doing that coming all the way to Jamaica? That's a good man, Savannah. I like Brandy. Bring Brandy and Shamar back. And I'm not just saying that so I can look at Shamar. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I've been telling you that I like seeing Brandy on the show. I feel like she's the only newbie that I've liked this season, even more than Dr. Mimi. But I'm keeping an open mind about Dr. Mimi. I'm keeping an open mind because you need balance on the show. especially when you get rid of Dr. Jackie. It's time. It's been time. I'm so over Dr. Jackie. They just want to run this show into the ground, and that's why they keep these same people on the show. Exactly. Wave Key says Shamar is fine, quiet and fine too. I like his mentality because you saw what he said when he came back, and they asked about how his flight was. He's like, I made it here safely. He's like, so that's a great flight for me, despite the delays and things like that. I was like, I like them as a couple. I think they're good on the show, but anyone I like, they seem to get rid of. Audra, bring back Audra. Kayla says, please close your mind to Dr. Mimi. Not please close your mind to Dr. Mimi. I'm keeping an open mind. She said, close your mind. Not close your mind. No, I don't. See, I'm not like y'all. Well, some of y'all, I don't immediately write someone off. I'm giving grace, but I can see why people have sort of turned on Dr. Mimi because Dr. Mimi is keeping a closed mind to Toya. All right, we will get there. So Eugene says he doesn't let Heavenly get under his skin, but he hates when people are lying on his wife. Dr. Eugene is trying to overcorrect after what happened during their party at their house. Did y'all notice? I mean, he's done this for years, but he's definitely trying to overcorrect that what went down during the early part of the season. And it's so obvious. I'm not saying that Toya is wrong 100%. I'm not saying that Toya is right 100%. Here I go twerking on the fence. Get the merch. All right. But I felt like this entire episode, it was him overcorrecting. And I was annoyed by that. I was just like, because it kept on happening. And I'm just like, Dr. Eugene, please stop. Please stop. Mr. Melmaster says Eugene and Toya is the problem as well. Nasty says she's allowed to not like that woman. Who's not allowed to like that woman? Oh, Toya? Mimi? I think that's fine. Y'all already know, because I'm not a big Toya fan either. But what I didn't like was when Dr. Mimi was trying to tell Brandy how to feel and who to align herself with. That's what I was like. I looked at Dr. Mimi, I was like, wow, I'm actually surprised. Singer DST says Dr. Mimi is too. I heard a lot of people saying this recently too. They said Dr. Mimi is too judgmental, and her husband. What? Not her husband. What is wrong with y'all? He reminds me of those big b-ball players from space. What is wrong? Leave Steve alone, please. That's a good man too. All right, that's a good man, Savannah. And their daughter's name is Savannah. Just saying. GC said I was annoyed by Dr. Daddy too. They do the same. They have the same type of wife, toxic wife, and they do the same thing in their marriage. Make excuses for their wives' behavior. They can never see when their wives are wrong, in my opinion. Okay. All right. Let me go back. So they end up going to the group dinner. Everyone gets ready and they go to the group dinner. They start off with the playing the 5 love languages. Okay. Cecil says the 5 love languages, it's like a textbook for black couples. Black couples. Is that true? Is that book, the book you subscribe to? I found it to be interesting that he says that and then he doesn't know his own wife's love language. Didn't y'all find that to be interesting? Remember, confessionals are filmed after the season. I just thought that, or after they filmed. I found it to be interesting. You do not know your wife's love language? And you said that you swear by the love languages book? It's helped their relationship? Excuse me? There's something about Dr. Simone and Cecil and that relationship, especially what they've offered us this season when it comes to their relationship. I'm just like, either you guys are playing games with your marriage or you need to get that divorce that you should have gotten in season 5. Just saying. Just saying. Melissa on Facebook says, I think Dr. Eugene sees when his wife is wrong, but doesn't necessarily call her out in front of the group. You think, we've seen them at home, you think he calls Toya out at home? I'm just asking, you think? Because here's the thing. You teach people how to treat you. if Dr. Eugene was really calling Toya out at home, don't you think that we would see her doing less of the emasculating things that she does to him on this show? Do you really believe that he's calling her out at home, setting boundaries at home? I don't believe that. I'm not saying that he's completely a chump. I don't believe that. But I don't believe that he's constantly... I don't think he set any boundaries when his relationship with Toya. Sexy Brown Boy says, not at all. Lady D. Hannah says, I've been married for 31 years. Wow, congratulations to you, Lady D. Hannah. That's amazing. Especially nowadays. Lord have mercy. I've been married for 31 years and never read the book. However, I know our love languages. What are your love languages, if you don't mind sharing? What are your love languages? I think my love language is, I don't even know my love language. Let me think about it. I was going to say words of affirmation, but I don't think that's true. No. Touch, maybe? And I know y'all probably thinking like, Kempire, you like, but if I know you, I like touch. What are your live chat? And replay crew? What are your love languages? I have to say, I will agree with Toya, not Toya, with Quad, because she's also a Taurus like me. I think she's very much like me. I think she said, what did she say her love language was? Quad said her love language was to me, words of affirmation. And King says that his love language was acts of service. Dr. Simone's love language is acts of service. I think acts of service is probably also my love language, because I feel like people can say a lot, but if you're not doing that. Oh, gifts. You're right. 1020. Kim, gifts is my love language. No, it's not, because here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people are not good at giving gifts. I'm a great gift giver. But I feel like I don't like when people get me gifts, because a lot of times if they get me something, it's something I probably don't want or can't use, or because I don't feel like they put a lot of thought into it. So I'd much rather you not get me a gift. Honestly, if you wrote me a beautiful card, which some of you have done, those mean more to me than like an actual gift. Quality time. Okay, I see your love languages. All right, acts of services, gifts. Acts of service, words of affirmation. I'm seeing a lot of acts of service. I mean, I feel like for women, that is a big thing. That is a big thing. A Fit Cookie says, mine is acts of service and words of affirmation. My husband is physical touch. Wow, this is really interesting. Wave Key says, money's the best gift of all. I don't need you to give me money either, because that feels like that lacks thought. But you're a Virgo, so you're practical. You're like, I could put this in my savings, right? Teresa says, oh, damn, the comments are moving. Hold on, Teresa. Teresa says, I end up having to return most of the gifts I receive. I'm so picky. What's your sign, Teresa? I don't return because I hate to return anything, but Melissa says service for me. Bring Receipts says, acts of service is big for women. That's what I was saying. For example, if your man takes you out of takes out the trash, that's foreplay for women. Really? So acts of service is not for me. But acts of service can be a variety of different things. Indica Kush says, mine is leaving me alone. What is that? Donna says, acts of service for this Virgo. We have Keith, my man loves physical touch and acts of service. And what's yours? Oh, you said gifts, right? LH Nell says, don't say that, Camp. Never turn money down. You're right. Never mind. You're right, LH. I'm never turning money down. Some of y'all have sent cash in my cards. I don't turn it down. Honestly, you're right. I will say this. Instead of getting me something that I can't use, cash, I'll take it. I'm going to take it. I'm not saying that you guys need to send me cash. What I'm saying is if I'm not going to turn away, because some of y'all have sent Cherie, not to call you out, but thank you. Cherie has sent holiday cards with cash in it. I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take it. Mahogany says words of affirmation and physical touch. Your fine auntie says Taurus folks like touch. You're right. Sign the ex of a Taurus who is a Scorpio and hates affection. Oh, excuse me? You're right. We do like touch. Little Miss Sunshine says, Kemp, you want a billionaire. Don't turn the money. You're right. Never mind. I'm going to take the cash. I'm going to take the cash. Okay, and the gifts. Yonette says, I love a handy man. So acts of service. Jessica says, a lot of male friends are physical touch. I think that's a lot of men. A lot of men are physical touch because men, they're physical. Virgos say, where them dollars at, Willie Jean says. Danny says, taking out the trash isn't an example of acts of service on this context. It should be an act of service that directly benefits the person. That's a good point. Mr. Melanin Magic says, so Kemp, tell me what your love language is so I know when I visit next year. Sir, at some point, I'm going to get a restraining order. Okay. At some point, I'm going to get a restraining order, especially when you say that with Ashley Darby as your avatar face. Scary. Shanika says Tauruses love touch. You're right. By the right people. Okay? By the right people. GC says, we see you shimmy for $10. No, I shimmy for $20. Get it right. We do not shimmy for the $10. We appreciate it, but we don't shimmy for the $10. We shimmy for the $20. Yes. All right. Okay. Let me get back to this. We digress talking about a subject that they were talking about. All right. We're back on course. Lenore's watching on. Oh, you're right. Lenore's watching on Facebook. Lenore says Banana Republic owe you money. You're right. But we're co-creating a future sponsorship with Banana Republic, right? I got a lot of Banana Republic stuff. So we're trying to co-create a future sponsorship. The first of its kind for a content creator like myself. Let's do that. Right? Okay, focus. Dina, as a Taurus, says, I love quality time and acts of service. Quality time is a big one. I agree with that. I got a lot of love languages. I need to narrow it down. Exactly. Way of Keith says, get it correct. Kempire ain't cheap. And I don't like cheap people. But here's what I'm saying. I don't like cheap people. However, I can appreciate you instead of getting me like a cheap gift with no thought into it, with a beautiful card with heartfelt message in it. I would appreciate that more than you getting me something that I can't use. That's not practical. Like I can appreciate a practical gift, like that. It shows thought that you thought about, oh, I heard you say this because this is how we function as Tauruses. I heard you say this once and I thought that you would want it and need it. And here we are. Michelle says, I love the villain era and the TJ sound gift. The villain era is not over until April. I don't remember the exact date in April, but it's not till April. Ernie says, I'm a Leo. Gift me, baby. Is that my Leo moon that I like gifts to? Well, no, Taurus is like things too, right? All right. Let me say thank you. Lady D. Hannah, thank you so much for the super chat. Lady Hannah says, by the way, my Sagittarius husband has been with his Virgo for 31 years. That's a miracle. You bring balance to him. It's not impossible. I never write off any sign. If you really understand someone's birth chart, you can make any relationship, any sign work. Because I've tried talking to a Sagittarius, and I like Sagittarius, but I don't know if I could date a Sagittarius, but I don't rule it out. Because for all I know, that Sagittarius could have a Taurus moon or Taurus rising or a Virgo moon or Virgo rising or a lot of Virgo in the chart or a lot of Taurus in the chart or a lot of Capricorn in the chart. Even though that Sagittarius is going to probably pull me out of my comfort zone in a lot of ways that I need. At least I'm mature enough to realize that. Some of y'all not mature enough to realize that you need someone that's going to pull you out of your comfort zone. Right? Right. That means I'm fidgeting like Karen. Y'all going to say I'm on something too. Look. Sorry. Okay, so Virgo and Sagittarius. I bet you work his nerves. Lady D. Because y'all know how I love my Virgo brethren. But I have so many Virgos around me too. Shout out to all the Virgos. But y'all work my nerves. Okay? Oh, see? Ariana, I was thinking of you. I must have been thinking about you. Ariana says, I'm a Sag Virgo. So Ariana's probably going to come across, like Ariana in this picture, I can see the Sag. I can see the Sagittarius just from this picture. But probably the way that you move is very Virgo. Like when you're traveling, you probably are very organized, very plotted and planned. But the Sagittarius is going to let you get up and go. Here we go. We're going on a tangent, but it's all relative, right? Maybe. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat, Lady D. We appreciate it. Okay. All right. Moving on, guys. If you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. Look, even the people that were here, we had nearly 3,000 people watching our Real Housewives Potomac recap. We haven't even hit 1,000 yet for this Married to Medicine because y'all probably over it too. Y'all over Married to Medicine, but we talking about other stuff, y'all. Just saying. Okay. KK says Aqua, Cancer, Leo with a Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio. So is that Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, Aqua and Virgo? I could see that working. I could definitely see that working. But just pay attention to the astrological signs that are around you. Okay. Miriam says, what are Toya and Heavenly signs? Toya is an Aries. Heavenly is a Scorpio. Felicia says that Virgos are the best. Analia says Sagittarius dating an Aries. Ooh. Well, that's isn't that what Dr. Eugene and Toya's an Aries, he's a Sag, right? He's a Sag. I don't think he's a Leo. He's a Sag. Sexy Brown Bone says Eugene and Damien are both too soft on their wives. I got so tired of Eugene saying, "Oh, I don't like how they talk to my wife." Me too. This episode, take a shot every time he said it. I was like, this is what? And I think he's overcorrecting for how things went down earlier in the season. Hey, Judy. Judy's watching on Twitch. I was wondering if you were here too, Judy. Judy says, us Scorpios don't claim Heavenly. Y'all gonna have to, because based on what I've experienced with 2 Scorpio parents, tracks. I still like Scorpio, but tracks. All right. Moving on. So they play this warm-up game at their group dinner. Contessa notices when Quad and King share their love languages. She says she notices a difference in Quad and King's relationship, more specifically on King's end. Okay. Heavenly says her love language is touch, and they had sex earlier in the day. Okay. Do y'all believe that they really had sex? I don't know if I believe anything that comes from Heavenly anymore. I don't know if I believe that at all. But whatever. Okay. So Toya confronts Dr. Mimi about something that she said to Dr. Simone, and saying that she did not feel safe with Toya on this trip. And Dr. Mimi says, well, those were the words, but that's not how I use them. And they flash back to when Dr. Mimi said to Dr. Simone, do you think that Toya is a safe friend? Do you think that Dr. Mimi was just playing semantics? Well, if we want to go by what she literally said, then, so what's a spare some visuals about Heavenly and Dr. David Dad? Oh, Lord. Myra says, I don't believe Heavenly. Yeah. Here's the thing. Based off what the clip said, Dr. Simone did definitely change up or paraphrase what Dr. Mimi said, but I feel like she might be playing semantics in regards to what was being said. Okay. But Dr. Mimi clarifies, she's like, no, I asked Simone, do you think that Toya is a safe friend? Okay. Eugene in his confession is like, well, the only way you're going to get to know if someone's a safe friend is not by asking someone else if they're a safe friend. You only get to know that from being around that person. I don't know if I agree with that, because I don't know if that's the wording I would use for other people. But if I knew someone else was a friend of someone else and I wasn't too sure about them, I probably would ask a similar question. Maybe not those exact words, but I probably would ask a similar question. A Fit Cookie says Dr. Simone added yeast, but Dr. Simone was just like, she's got to learn when you say something, we're going to bring it back. Here's the thing. In real life, in real friendships, I don't know if that's necessarily true. You're not always bringing back everything that someone else said in the group. But I get it. You're being filmed, so that's part of the reason why they do that. But you don't always have to do it. But I'm sure production's like, well, bring up this, blah, blah, blah. GC says Dr. Mimi isn't a safe friend. Ask Sweet Tea. Ooh. We ain't trying to ask Sweet Tea nothing. Why are you bringing her up, playing? Okay, I can't even pronounce this name. Is it Bio? I think. I don't know. Dr. Mimi acts so self-righteous. How she's in Heavenly's on Heavenly's side about anything is strange, especially as a psychiatrist. I 100% agree with that. We said this last week when we were talking about Dr. Mimi. Well, the previous week when we were talking about Dr. Mimi defending Heavenly. I was like, how are you defending Dr. Heavenly right now, especially as a psychiatrist? That's what made me give Dr. Mimi the side eye. I was like, I don't get where you're able to justify Dr. Heavenly's toxic behavior. And I wonder if you're going to try and justify it at the reunion, especially when we see the tape, that Dr. Simone was right. We know it says Dr. Mimi's question was weird. Our realities are shaped by our own perceptions. Mimi should know better. Oh, okay. Mr. Melmagic says Earl Grey back at the barnyard where she belongs. What? P-Dub says a friend and an acquaintance are two different things. That's what they're all forgetting. Well, that part. Okay. Anthel says that Heavenly is usually not wrong. It's just the messenger. Look, I don't know if I agree with that. I'm not saying that she's always wrong. I can't say that she's always right, though. Or for the most part, right. Okay. Receipts Proof Timeline says quietly is a mean girl, if you ask me. You mean Heavenly? She's only quiet when talking to Dr. Damon Daddy. Dr. B is a Libra? Okay. Foxy says, I like Dr. Mimi. Not me yawning. It's always about this time of day, though. I'm just tired after our Potomac recap, which was lit. So I've seen more people say that they feel like that Karen might have been inebriated at the reunion. Oh, I don't know, y'all. I'm just seeing more and more comments. You know, a bunch of people called in and said the same thing, and I was like, oh, okay. Y'all know I'm bad with telling if somebody's drunk, high. I'm not good at picking those things out. But now I need to go back and watch, or do I? Guys, don't forget, we will be talking about Potomac and Married to Medicine again this evening on my TikTok, okay? Anthel says, biased here. I love Heavenly. Anthel, I used to love Heavenly too. I will own the fact that I used to love Heavenly on this show, but I've seen such a change in her, and I think it's because I know what she's doing now. It's not necessarily 100% authentic. I think it's more so her trying to produce and make the show entertaining. And for the most part, she is part of the reason why I think people still watch. All right. Ms. Melmagic says, Kempire, who do you think is the best looking husband on Married to Medicine? And do you think it's Scott? What in the hell?
Lies! The lie!
I don't think Scott's ugly, but he's not the best looking. Who's the best looking husband right now? Well, we have to consider husband. King is not a husband. He's not even with Quad anymore. Oh, so that goes to Shamar. Shamar's the best looking husband on there now. Just saying. It's not because he's younger. It's not just because he got a body. He's the best looking so far for me. But looks can be subjective, right? All right, let's move on to this next game because I really don't care. So Dr. Mimi and Toya have that conversation, and Toya's not falling for it. She feels like Dr. Mimi is lying. Someone's laughing. Scott. Sid says that Kempire thinks this is Dr. Damon Daddy. I think Dr. Damon Daddy's not a bad-looking man. He's adorable in his own way. I also think Dr. Eugene is adorable in his own way. But if we're going to talk about hot, no. Okay? Ariel says that Shamar is fine. I agree. Can we talk? Oh, I forgot about Steven. But still, if it was between Steven and Shamar, I'm picking Shamar every time. Just saying. They're two good husbands, though. That's one thing I'll give it to them. Mimi says Toya is the best looking husband. What? I just read that. I thought I read something else. You say she's the best looking or has the best looking husband is what you mean? Is that what you mean? Okay. Lori says the husbands are all fives across the board. 5 out of what? 5 out of what? Mm-mm. A Fit Cookie says that Dr. Damon looks tired, like heavily has worn him. Sorry. I yawned right into the mic on purpose. Okay. Elizabeth says Brandy's husband is the best looking to me. I agree. Right. I yawned right into the mic. Sorry. I did it intentionally, though. I could have looked away, but I didn't. All right. I'm seeing y'all comments. Come on. Damn, BB says, nope, you meant is. Damn. Stop. William Keith says, after singing DST, said that Steve had a long face. I can't unsee it. I mean, I think we already knew that. But stop. Okay. All right. Moving on. Why are y'all this way? I can't even focus. All right, let's play the red flag game. Did y'all like this red flag game? So they played this stupid red-green flag game, okay? They asked the couples about a hall pass. I don't care. About boundaries, which leads Toya to bringing up the issues that she's had with Angel. So Angel retells what happened between her and Toya and the Dr. Bernard of it all. You remember this happened at the family reunion situation where Toya came up to Angel and was like, oh, who's this guy? And it was a guy that she was talking to, someone she had talked to before. And so she brought up, like, oh, she was asking me to hook her up with someone. 100%, I think we're all in agreement that Toya should not have done that. Toya, in this moment, says she doesn't play this kiddie-ish, meaning she does believe in girl code, but she feels like that's stuff you used to do in high school. Well, no, girl code doesn't just exist for high school, okay? But you know what I wish that Toya did in this moment? Just own the fact that she shouldn't have brought it up in front of Dr. Bernard. What she should have said, you know what? I shouldn't have brought it up in front of Dr. Bernard. However, I also didn't appreciate that you were trying to have me hook you up with someone while you are already out here, in a relationship or talking to someone else. They're not in a relationship. So I can't agree with Toya here, but it gets heated between Toya and Angel. There is no resolve because Toya tries to shut down the conversation. Angel says, here's the thing. I've noticed this recently, and go down the list. There's so many women that love to say, because they've been engaged multiple times, that it's some sort of flex. Based off of the history of the women that I've seen say that I've been engaged multiple times. Danielle Staub. Kenya Moore just said it yesterday on her YouTube Live. I've been engaged multiple times. Now Angel. I've been engaged multiple times. I've been married. I'm noticing a pattern with the people that have said this stuff. Being engaged multiple times does not mean, it's not the flex that you guys think that it is. It's not. For me, based off of your current situation, Angel, Kenya, Danielle Staub, who else? There's someone else. Julia, thank you, Destiny. Julia, no, I'm big on, I'm a psychology major. I'm big on, let's look at the patterns. Let's look at the patterns. Amanda said, so true. It's not a flex. Y'all think it's a flex, but it's not. I literally heard Kenya say this yesterday on her live, and I was like, really? And then today, and in this episode, I'm hearing Angel say, she's just like, I've been engaged multiple times. I've been married, now divorced, and now you're single. Nothing wrong with being single, but I feel like there's something going on with you. More so. I feel like it's more telling about you than it is about those other people. Because you know who the common denominator is? You. Melissa on Facebook says, I agree, not a flex at all. Because you were asking Toya to hook you up. You were asking her. I'm not saying that you can't get a man, but can you keep one? Oh. Not to say keeping a man is anything either, but you get what I'm saying? It's just not the flex you think that it is. Because Angel clearly is a beautiful woman. Clearly. Kenya Moore, beautiful woman. Julia, model, beautiful woman. Okay? So it's not landing the way that you think that it's landing when you try to throw that out there. Exactly. Myra says, you the problem. You the problem. Foxy says Angel seems a bit dense. I don't know if it's just that. There's something with Angel, and I said this before, that interaction with her and Brandy in the room about energy. And I saw it with her interaction with Dr. Bernard during this as well. Sorry, y'all. I'm looking at the comments, all right? Julieta says, my life, my picture frame, my everything. Lord. Angel Love is a beautiful woman, but I also feel like certain people, because they're good looking, we've talked about this recently too with Kiarna. Kiarna's probably been engaged multiple times too. But she can't get engaged with Greg. That's crazy. I think sometimes when you're this good looking, you feel like you don't need to offer anything else. You don't need to offer anything of substance. And I kind of get that vibe from Angel. It's all about how she moves. Nothing of substance. She's giving us nothing of substance. And substance would be about her medical career. No, she much rather show us, instead of showing, oh, here we go, psychology degree. She much rather show us her in a beautiful gown than her actual business. She much rather show this reality show, her looking beautiful, than the actual business and trying to turn this business, over 100 times in regards to sales. She much rather show us her being in a Tubi movie than us seeing her as a medical professional or talking more about that. Yes, I was glad to hear a little bit about her going to nurse practitioner school. I'm happy she's doing that because obviously she's not dumb. She's smart. She's figuring out her next thing. But what she offers to the world and probably what she offers in these relationships is very service. It's very surface. Okay? Well, Miss Nina, I knew there'd be one person that would say it. Miss Nee says, keeping a man isn't a flex. Can't keep a man that doesn't want to be kept. But if you're the common denominator in that situation where all these men don't want to be kept, just saying. Myra says the Tubi movie was boring. I didn't watch it. I'm not going to watch it. Oh, I didn't watch P-Dub because I wasn't interested in Angel. P-Dub says Angel didn't do well on Watch What Happens Live. It was very performative. I've seen clips from some of the interviews. She was here on press this past week. I'm not impressed with Angel. I can see why she was like a one and done on Basketball Wives. I don't even know if she was one and done. But what I do know is that a lot of people don't remember her from Basketball Wives. Like one or two people like, oh yeah, she was on Basketball Wives. But yeah, I don't remember her. And she's not very memorable. But I think production were listening to the audience in regards to you wanted to see other medical professionals. But she came in very much, and hence why they find it so hard to find quality talent in Atlanta, because there are a lot of people in Atlanta that just want to be a reality star, that just want to be famous, that just want to be on television. She offers nothing of substance. She's a beautiful woman, nothing of substance. Okay? The V-Light says, not the movie Catching Strays. She brought it on the show. We're going to talk about the movie. A Fit Cookies, I don't even remember her from Basketball Wives. Apparently, she was there when Tammy got into the fight with Duffy. I don't remember that. She was there? Don't let me Google it. Please hold. Now I feel like I need to Google it. Because, let me see something. Because I just want to, I'm not going to play it for you guys. I just want to see. I just want to see when it happens. If I can pick her out of a lineup. Hold on. Was she there? I'm looking. She was there. Let me rewind time. OMG. I found it. She was sitting right across from Jackie. What are we doing? What are we doing right now? This is called research. Okay? It's all related. Okay? Production, I know you watched. Don't bring her back. Sorry, Angel. I know you really wanted this as an opportunity for yourself, but it's not landing for me. Let me show it to you. She's the one in the whatever color that it is with the tan hat on, all the way in the back. That's Angel Love. I did not even remember she was there. Who would have? And that was such a great scene. I did not remember that she was even there. Y'all, let me keep playing the scene because I want to see what happened. Where does Angel end up? Where's Angel? Hold on, let me rewind back because she's not even helping break up the fight. Where is she? Hold on. Where's Angel? Did Angel get up? Where's Angel? I still don't see Angel. No wonder I never remembered Angel. Oh, Angel's all the way in the back. Hold on, y'all. I gotta take another screenshot. I don't blame you, Angel, though. I do not blame you for being like, I am not involving. What are we doing right now? What are we doing? We're having fun. We're having fun with our recaps, okay? We are having fun with our recaps. Guys, keep liking the video if you haven't already. Keep liking the video. Easy free way of supporting our channel. Let me show you the next screenshot. I got proof, timelines, screenshots. Look at Angel. Angel gets up. She's not getting involved. I don't blame her. She's like, I got things to lose. Okay? She's got things to lose. That's Angel over there in the back where everyone else is on the fight trying to break up the fight. Angel's over there. Not we are watching we were recapping Married to Medicine, but talking about basketball wise. Okay? Blending in with the furniture, Desiree says, love me some Tammy Roman. Oh no, Shonda says, blending in with the furniture. Lord have mercy. Y'all see her? She right there. Foxy said, woo, 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 Angel. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Myra says, where's Waldo? I found her. I'm so glad someone pointed this out so I could go right to the scene. I don't remember her from this season at all. But there she is. There she go. There she is, all the way there, bringing nothing to another reality show. Millie says 0 participation points. Like, you couldn't even get a little crunk with it? Miss B. Wood says, Angel said, I'm a professional. I mean, I don't blame her. I would not be getting involved either, okay? Nikki says, Nikki says, Kemp, I guess you won't be getting out of here at 5 o'clock. Yes, I am. Let's move on. Thank you for the reminder. Okay. While I'm doing that, though, I am going to drop the call-in link for the members of the channel. Live chat. Let's get to 400 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link. I can't believe we barely got anyone here, but we got over 1,000 people here. Hey, y'all. Miriam says, Quad got to go too. Sorry. Don't be sorry. I mean, I'm not sure why Quad, you ain't even married to medicine, my love. Just saying. All right. Let me drop the call link for our members first. Members, you're not getting along because I'm getting off of here. I can't wait till daylight savings time because when it hits 5 o'clock, the sun won't be going down. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's already becoming longer days, but yeah. All right. Members, I just dropped the call link for you guys. Live chat, let's get to 400 likes. I'll drop the call links for you as well. KK celebrating 18 months of membership. Remember how great you felt start of RHOP recap? I know, KK. I felt so good. I still feel good, though. Rafia, thank you so much for the super chat. Rafia says, not getting a reunion package is telling. Do you think Giselle and Ashley are on the chopping block? I don't think that Giselle's on the chopping block. Unless that was their way of saying, well, maybe. I don't know. I definitely think that Ashley is. I think the audience has turned on Ashley tremendously this season. Your finance auntie, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Says, what's crazy? What's crazy is one of Angel's fiance was caught cheating with a man. Excuse me?
How you doing?
She really had a story to tell and make herself relevant, but here we are. Oh, I mean, it is Atlanta, so I shouldn't be completely surprised. I shouldn't be completely surprised. All right. Let's move on. So they play the red flag game. Who cares? Angel and Toya have their conversation. Dr. Jackie says, guys, we need to have a conversation about the Met Gala. So they have the conversation about the Met Gala. Here is my confusion, y'all. My confusion with the Met Gala. I think we talked about this last season. I think Toya was wrong. Toya should have donated. It's a group activity. Toya's now the chairperson for this year. What I don't understand is, are they trying to make Toya make this charity pay for what Toya did last season? So I don't understand. Are you guys dragging this out because of that? I'm not saying that Toya wasn't wrong. She was wrong. But now this event's supposed to be happening. There's a bigger cause that's happening. I don't understand what the issue is. Danny says, yeah, she found him in bed. Lord have mercy, not in bed. Damn, when was this? Was this the same season when she was on Basketball Wives, or this season? This recently happened? They didn't have the gala, P-Dub. The gala, they're still in the planning stages, okay? They're still in the discovery phase. I'm just not understanding why they're sort of like dragging this issue with Toya, because Toya at this particular point is just asking them to donate. I don't see a problem with them pointing out, you remember last year you didn't want to donate? This has always been a thing. Pageant Mama says perhaps Toya should pay extra. Maybe she already is. We don't know. I just don't understand why they're dragging between Quad and Dr. Heavenly, why they're dragging out the Met Gala issue. Because I'm trying to understand. It's not like Toya hasn't acknowledged that she should have contributed. I don't understand why we are dragging out any issue with the Met Gala. Okay? So they discussed the Met Gala. Brandy says that as a newbie, she hasn't even been included. She's like, you guys are asking for money, but I haven't been asked about anything in regards to the Met Gala. Toya says it's hard because there's 9 people to coordinate with and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Shonda says Toya hasn't organized anything. That's the issue. I get what you're saying, but that's not how they're clearly saying it. They're not saying that you're messing it up, you're not organized, blah, blah, blah. It feels like they're dragging out what she did last year. You know what I mean? So Eugene decides to get involved. Eugene, ain't nobody asked you to get involved. Again, we're watching an edited version of this argument, but the argument did not seem that heated that it needed Eugene to get involved. So Eugene gets in, he says, we need a timeout. We need to take a timeout. Let's take a timeout. He says, because they're not listening to Toya. He's like, let's end it. I don't feel like he needed to get involved at all. Okay? All right. So Toya doesn't want to wait. Oh, so one of the issues that they do have, which I have to agree with, was the money that they're donating it. Toya is not willing to say, where this money is necessarily going or where it's needed. That's where you're going to lose me. Don't take my money and we don't know where this money is going and how it's being spent. That's the one thing I have to agree with. If you're going to take our money, I need to know how it's being spent, because I don't want in a couple of weeks, you're like, oh, guys, we need more money. I agree. P-Dub says start a group chat, send some emails, have a Zoom call. Exactly. Everyone could be kept in the loop. So the organization of it all, I understand, but that's not the feeling that I'm getting from the group. It feels like they want to punish her for not donating last season. Angela says, if they want to get back at Toya, they should all donate just wine. They can personally donate monetarily after the event, but if they really want to stick it to her, then donate wine. But here's the thing, sticking it to Toya, is it really sticking it to Toya or the charity? Who are they really sticking it to? The whole point, this is not just some sort of event. This is a charitable event. So I feel like the way that they're handling this is sort of making us give them the side eye. Because again, what is your real issue? Rafia says that Eugene is giving Peter Thomas from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Did y'all see that Peter's finally out of jail? But he's not completely out of jail. Okay? All right. All right. Let me move on. Shout out to everyone that's already backstage that wants to call in and share their thoughts on Married to Medicine. We'll get to the callers in just a second. Let me just get through this. So Eugene decides to chime in and say that we need to take a timeout. I don't think he needs to chime in. The next day, Shamar, Brandy's husband, arrives. Even though his flight was delayed, he's only going to be there for a couple of hours. And he's all about it. He's like, whatever, because they have to get back for their kids' first day of school. They have very young kids. I think Brandy is talking because you don't see the other couples talking about Brandy leaving, and I feel like she feels the energy, and maybe something was said that she's leaving and she's not around because she has young children. None of the other couples have young children anymore. A lot of their kids are, they can take care of themselves at this particular point. So she says, this group forgets about raising young kids and what that might entail. The only other person that has young kids is Dr. Mimi. Yeah. Taurus Moon says Shamar should have stayed home. Well, no, he wanted to show up for his wife. I can appreciate it. And it's not like he's going home by himself. They're going back together. So it's sort of like he came to pick up his wife. All right. If you got the coin, why not? Why not? What does Shamar do for a living? I feel like they told us. And I feel like it was under his name thing. What does he do for a living? Does anyone remember? Maureen, I did not see it, and we really don't care. We'll get to it on another day. Okay, right now we're focusing on one thing, but thank you for letting us know. Thank you for letting us know. All right, because here's my thoughts on the Roni reboot. You're rebooting the reboot. So at this particular point, we can get the cast, but now I need to see what it's going to actually look like. I don't care at this point until it actually happens. But that's me. Oh, sales leader, Dina says. It said sales leader. I don't know what that means, but good. Good for them. She has her own business as well. He's a regional sales leader, says Andrea. All right. All right, let's move on. Eugene and Toya have a conversation about, first of all, Toya, you did such an Aries move when asking him about which slipper to wear, and then you went with whatever choice you already were thinking about. That was such an Aries thing to do. Eugene says that Toya did what he wanted her to do and keep her composure because she felt like he didn't think that she did what he wanted her to do. Eugene says that he needs to have a conversation with Damon about what's been playing out because he feels like Dr. Damon Daddy isn't showing up the way that he would show up in earlier seasons in regards to getting involved and stopping the drama or stopping his wife. Okay, so he wants to have a conversation with him. Okay. Angel gets a call from Dr. Bernard. He has arrived. So she goes downstairs to meet with him. All right. This conversation was interesting because she's like, you knew this was a couple's trip. He's like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be all of this. I didn't understand what Dr. Bernard was talking about. Okay. Yes, Carol Raz as well. It's going to be a part of Roni. I could have told y'all that. I heard about that. That's why you see her filming Ultimate Girls Trip with the other Roni ladies. Yeah. Look, y'all all always thought that Carol Radswell was something. I never thought she was much of anything. But here we are. Moving on. Where was I going? So Dr. Eugene says he wants to have a conversation with Dr. Damon. Angel meets up with Dr. Bernard. Dr. Bernard says that he knew it was a couple's trip, but he didn't know it was, quote, all this. I didn't understand what he meant by all this, but then Angel's energy changes. She's just like, I need your energy to be a certain... She's big. When she talks about energy and people's energy, I'm like, I was kind of go like, okay, here we go. It got weird. It got a little weird. Anthony says, I don't know if we need Carol. This is hence why I did not feel like we should be talking about Roni, because now people are like, Carol Rads as well. You remember her, the one that's in the Epstein files? Yep, that one. That one. Yeah, that one. That was close friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm sure they'll probably bring that up during filming of the season. All right. Winterfall says, I just think that he's low key. Oh. Bernard, you mean? Dr. Bernard? Oh, Miss B says that Bernard is her TJ. Is that how you mean it? The fact that people are saying, who's Carol? This don't sound good for the Roni reboot to the reboot. Not to the reboot. Okay. All right. All right. So Angel's conversation with Bernard for me came across weird. He came across weird, but so did she. She says that when they first started dating, he was sort of like, it was just years ago, she said, that he was, talking to other people and things like that. He wasn't ready. Is he ready now? I don't know. I don't know if he's right. I don't believe that this is a real relationship, if I'm being honest with you. But that's me. So the episode ends with them going on some sort of excursion. The ladies are going to get they're going on these rafts. I've seen it before. Where did we see this raft thing in Jamaica before? It was on another show. Was it Atlanta? What was it when they went to Jamaica? And they did these rafts as well. So some of the ladies are like, oh my gosh, what is this? They don't feel like it was high end enough. They were like, they don't want to get into this water, blah, blah, blah. Okay, ladies.
Tired of your car insurance rate going up, even with a clean driving record? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/Libsyn today. That's JERRY.ai/LIBSYN.
Yeah, y'all just be happy that you're on a trip at this particular point, okay? I agree. Miriam says he said he needed a drink after that energy explanation. There's something about Angel, when she talks about people's energy, her energy throws me off. Anyone else? I'm just like, she's like, oh, I give this energy that's, and I'm like, no, you don't. Okay. Someone said that Dr. Bernard is another king, but at least he's a doctor. Just saying. Anthos, stop talking about Roni. We moved on. We'll talk about it tomorrow, maybe. All the way up says, OMG, Carol's in the files? Ooh, yep. Mm-hmm. She is in the files. As a friend to Jaslane. Mm-hmm. All right, moving on. So Bernard joins the other guys, and the guys are like, what are you doing here? Was he invited? Or was he not invited? I don't care. I moved on. Let's. Little Miss Sun says, "How is Quad on this show?" Honestly, she should have hosted the trip at this particular point. Way of Keith, thank you so much for the super chat. Way of Keith says, Toya can't even manage her own finances. Isn't that why they move every other season? If this is Med Gala becomes a fraud gala, they ask for it. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, was it Sonya when Sonya brought them there? All right. Pageant Mommy said that the guys were rude to him. You think they were rude to him? I think they were thrown off. They were like, who invited you here? Naomi is watching on Facebook. Naomi says, I feel like Quad should get a spinoff, Single Ladies or something, adjacent to Atlanta Housewives and still in Atlanta Dr. Scene. She's friends with everyone who's successful. I just don't want the ratchet behavior like Love and Hip Hop. I don't think Quad is interesting enough to carry a show on her own, unless they develop a show with other interesting people. Who's watching Baddies? Who's watching Baddies? Keela says, not Kempire watching Baddies. Who's watching Baddies? I was not watching Baddies. Did Baddies go to Jamaica and they did that too? No, we were watching something else that was on Bravo that went to this same excursion. All right, I'm done talking about this episode. Based on my reaction to this episode and me not caring, I've moved on. I'm going to rate this episode a 5. All right? All right. Real House Husband says, please don't talk about what? About what? Okay, Fraud Gala. All right, so I dropped the call link for the members live chat. I'll drop the call link for you guys once we get to 400 likes. We are very close. If you're watching the replay of this, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on the new episode of Married to Medicine. I just wanted to see. Hold on. Okay. Okay, and I'm seeing what you guys are saying. I'll save this for later. All right, let's get to the callers because, like I said, I'm not going to be here long. Okay, we have quite a few members backstage. All right, we're 10 likes away from dropping the calling for the general audience. First up, Cynthia's backstage. We're going to bring Cynthia up first. But reminder, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. Little Miss Sunshine says Kemp is so done. I just hit the point where I was like, okay, we've hit the end of the episode. What else is going on, as Cynthia Bailey would say? Okay. Oh, if you're on Twitch, I'll drop the call link for Twitch folks first. Where's the Twitch link? There we go. Twitch folks, I'm gonna drop the call link for you guys. YouTube folks, I'll drop the call link for you guys once we just hit 400. All right, fine. There you guys go. All right. Oh, Cynthia dropped out. Okay, Cynthia, we'll bring you back up later. All right, let's bring up Demi next. Demi, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Hey, another episode where we don't get much out of Angel once again, because this was about her, but nothing really matriculated with her. Nope. Oh, and I don't think Dr. Bernard is staying at that resort. Because remember when she said, "Oh, I'll let Toya and Eugene know that you're staying, so they'll get you a room." Mm-hmm. I don't think he had a room because they didn't know he was even there. That was going to be him that was going to be there when he got into the van. So that was really weird. And the whole thing is weird. We don't need to see this story about some guy that didn't work out 9 years ago. You have 2 kids after that, 3 engagements. This is not something I want to see on Married to Medicine. I just wish she would have focused on being the ultimate baddie, the baddest nurse, and really had more medical talk. I just think she's just used to being a pretty girl. Mm-hmm. And there's not much there with her. As far as Damon and Eugene, I really want to see it. I want to see it because we never see Damon get called out. So I appreciate Toya, the other episode, saying, I was talking. And, he doesn't want anyone cutting his wife off, and he also doesn't want anyone disrespecting her. I don't think he should have interjected, but I do want to see it play out. Thanks, Kempire.
Thanks, Demi. Yeah. We do see the preview for next week where Dr. Damon Daddy and Dr. Eugene get into it. They do start the conversation in this week's episode on the beach with the guys. And talking about what went down with the ladies. But Dr. Eugene confronts Dr. Damon. Dr. Damon's like, I don't want to fight. They're cut from the same cloth. Dr. Damon, it's very much how Dr. Heavenly and Toya are very much the same, and they're battling over being the same. I also believe that Dr. Damon and Dr. Eugene are very similar in how they handle their wives. All right, let's bring up Cynthia again. Cynthia, are you there?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing? Sorry, I didn't have reception. Even though with Verizon. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What was the one for? I can hear you.
Okay,
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the point is. I don't know the reason why Angel Love is on the show. But what I will say is that I'm kind of getting tired of Eugene complaining about Dr. Heavenly. I mean, it's been 12 seasons now, and Dr. Damon Daddy's not doing anything about it. So, I mean, them fighting is just, I think it's dumb, to be honest. And that's about it, Kempire.
Okay. Thanks, Cynthia, for calling in.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's bring up Lee next. Lee, what did you want to share?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just think that I don't think Angel is really landing really well because she hasn't really brought anything. And then this whole Dr. Bernard situation, it is giving fake because it's giving that she didn't tell him that they were actually going to be filming or he would have to hang around the other men. It's giving force, and I'm not sure she thought she had to do that because it's a couples trip, but we would like to get to know you more or know about what you bring to the medical field and to this group, but it's giving nothing. It's giving phony and fake. So that's where I think we should leave her this season. Sorry. Not sorry.
Oh.
Bye.
Thanks, Lee. All right. Let's bring up Born to Win. Born to Win, what did you want to share?
Oh, hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well.
Yes.
Okay. So I used to watch Basketball Wives, and I feel like with this, seeing Angel Love on here is her energy is so much more different. She was really afraid of the ladies on that show versus this one. I feel like she just have more of a little more, gangster in her step when it comes to the Married to Medicine women. So yeah, it just comes to, like you said, just acting, and so you were not really getting to see the real Angel Love. She's a pretty girl, but like you said, we just need to see your real self. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Great. Thanks, Born to Win. All right. Let's bring up Nicole next. Hold on. Nicole, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing? Happy New Year. It's been a while. Yeah, thank you, sweetheart. I'm going to come for Angel because one thing about me, and I know your sister is a nurse practitioner, okay? I used to do the contracts for clinical placement all through this country for nurses to get their nurse practitioner degrees. And she's not using it in a way that I don't understand it. And especially having a grandmother who grew up in Jim Crow, where she was a nurse fighting to get to that level. And she couldn't get the respect. She couldn't touch white patients. Like the stories I hear from my mother, her mother, my grandmother. And so when I look at somebody like her, and you're just not doing it the right way, like, girl, like, you need to uplift these queens and even the kings out here who, like, the minority in nursing field, people of color. And she didn't use it through the whole month of Black History. My Black History Month is all year round. So I'm just going to say, but she didn't use it the right way. And I know already with your sister being a nurse practitioner, how hard it is. It's 2.5 years, that program. I worked at the top 3 nursing schools in this country, placing all these nurses around this country. So I just want to vent. Thank you.
Thanks, Nicole.
Kempire. God bless.
Goodbye. Here's the thing. Very much like I feel like a lot of people in Atlanta or LA, she's not interested in, I think she does the nursing as being practical. Like it pays for her lifestyle. And I think her elevating to nurse practitioner because she feels like maybe it's going to get me more money. But I don't think that's her passion. I think her passion is to be an actor or to be on reality television to get attention. So, but that's me. Makai's backstage. Makai, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Hey, Kempire, I'm back. Well, in regards to Angel, I'm kind of let down this season by her. And not to say she was stellar on Basketball Wives, but I do think, like somebody pointed out, like she was more so, I guess, I wouldn't say afraid of those ladies on Basketball Wives, but I think she was more so like some of them intimidated. So her actions would give off like, I'm going to check them, but I ain't going to do too much. So she would more so check the ladies on Basketball. I feel like she's like someone said, she's kind of comfortable with these ladies. So it's not like so much she's checking them. It's more so just like her energy is different towards them, I would say, like how you've been saying it. So I'm kind of let down. And like you said, I think it's because, like you said, a lot of people in Atlanta, they just have this nursing type of degree as just a way to get by and pay bills and make a means. But she really wants to be a reality TV star, entertainer in some ways. So I can see that now. Like it's just her really much doing that. And I wish she showcased more of her nursing side or just showcased more of her personal life, I would say, because I think she's I genuinely think that she would be of interest like Brandy is. But, we don't see that. And one last point before I have to go. Someone had brought up that K. Michelle should have been on Married to Medicine and Angel Love should have been, or Quad, or Angel Love should have been on Real Housewives. And I was like, I guess because, K. Michelle's married to the dentist. And I was like, maybe K. Michelle has somewhat a more interesting life. So probably would have been better on this show.
We shall see. Thanks, Makai. All right. Oh, Lord. Hold on. Oh, Angel number 222. Thank you for being a member. She says, Kempire, yes, the baddies went to Jamaica. Sukiana was fighting on the river. So y'all thought I was watching. I don't have a Zeus account, y'all. I didn't even know about the only thing that I know about baddies is what I see on social media. I have never watched an entire episode or even I don't think I've even seen clips. So I didn't know about that. Angel, why do you know about that? That's the question. Okay. Maisha, happy birthday. Maisha says, Kempire, please look up the Basketball Wives scene of Jackie wanting to fight Angel and football tackling that way. What? I'm gonna have to look it up later. What? Kempire, please look at the Basketball Wives scene of Jackie Christie, wanting to fight Angel and football tackling that lady. Why don't I remember that? That is hilarious. Well, I can't believe I didn't even remember that she was in that scene. because that's an iconic scene. All right. I'm gonna bring up Taurus Sun next. Taurus Sun, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. How you doing today?
How are you?
Good. Okay, all right. So I think the to be actress nurse, she's cute, but she's a hustler. You gotta think it's Atlanta culture. She's just doing that to get her money up. So I think she's boring. That dude didn't really want to be there. So to be nurse, yeah. But my quip is with Jackie. Jackie brung up that Met Gala thing when everybody was finished eating and drunk. And it's like, that's the wrong place to bring that up. You knew they was going to fight.
Go for
so
it.
Why would you bring that up at the dinner, Jackie? That is your fault. Your fault, your fault, your fault. And I'm tired of her sitting there looking like she's lost. Jackie, quit it out. Just quit. But that's all I wanted to say, Kempire. But yeah, to be nurse, nah, she can leave.
Damn. All right. Thanks, Taurus Sun. Y'all are our best. Oh, man. Keith is backstage. We're going to bring Keith up next. Keith, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
So I just wanted to say that I can't really subscribe to this notion that after 20, 30 years of being married, that all of a sudden the love is just no longer in your marriage. Because when I look at Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone, I'm always flabbergasted that they are just such pick-me's, especially given the fact that they are the breadwinners. And the thing is, like, my parents have been married for 29 years this year. And I mean, happily married. I'm not talking about they're just together because it's cheaper to keep her. And when I see their marriages, I see that they just feel like it's best to stay in this relationship because that's all they're used to. And they also come from a time where being married is kind of like a hierarchy. So it feels like it's best to stay married rather than to be single and in your 60s. So I just can't subscribe to that. They need to get a divorce. They need to go find some happiness, but it's definitely not in their marriage. But also, I want to say Dr. Heavenly, I'm always surprised that she's on this show because imagine your dentist acting like this. Couldn't be mine.
It couldn't be mine. Just saying.
Lord.
Thanks, Keith.
Of course.
Keith said it wasn't cheaper to keep her. Your parents, if they heard you right now. Miss Brown Sugar, thank you for being a member. Miss Brown Sugar says, to be nurse is rough. If Angel doesn't want to devote herself to nursing and is doing it as a means to an end, I'm okay with it, as long as she treats her patients well. I agree. But would you want her to be your nurse, Miss Brown Sugar? I don't know. Now, when I think about it, I don't know. I don't know if I would want her to be my nurse. Because you're right. I mean, as long as she's professional, she does her job. Look, I get it. I get, as someone that has done this work for a very long time and had multiple jobs while doing it, I get it. But I also I didn't have people's lives in my hands at the time. Y'all are still cracking up about the to be nurse comment, Lord. All right, last but definitely not least, let's bring up Millie Jackson. Millie. Hey, Billy.
Or Millie Jackson.
Or Millie Jackson, you're nasty. What's going on, Millie?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, wow.
I was just going to say and I tried to watch the show or this episode twice today and it was just not happening. I kept falling asleep. I'm sorry?
So it's not just me.
No, I'm here for the recaps. I'm here for the diatribes. I'm here for the sidetracks. I'm here for going back on on the shows that where Angel flopped again. That's what I'm here for, and that's what I love about this community. But what bothers me is the Met Gala could be their most powerful tool. These are Black women in medicine with massive platforms and Black men in medicine. They should be using the moment to uplift other Black medical professionals, to amplify charities doing real work in the community. And instead, it's being treated like a backdrop. The execution is hollow because they're not tapping into what actually makes the show significant. The medicine part could be this. They can really anchor it. And the fact that they have no board, no chair, no budget, no plans, no idea of what the right hand's doing with the left hand, it makes no sense. It looks like a missed opportunity to really anchor the show back into medicine and Black medical professionals and communities that impact the Black community, charities that impact the Black community. So I just think it's a misfire. Throw the whole show away. Start from scratch. I don't know.
Okay. Thanks, Millie.
Thanks, Kemp. Bye.
Bye. All right, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Miss Lonnie says, "To be nurse, really? She's still a nurse. Please do not downgrade a Black woman being a nurse while also having other interests." Look, in all fairness, that's not highlighted. When you put yourself on a reality show and you present the way that she's presenting, and look, we've been critical of the way that she's been presenting for a variety of different reasons. But I'm not surprised that people are going to refer to her as a to-be nurse because obviously you're not interested in the nurse aspect of your career. We've only heard that she's a nurse. We haven't seen her do that. We've seen every other person, even friend does of the show. We've seen all aspects of their lives and specifically their medical professional. It's very clear that she's probably more interested in being the actress, in selling. I can't even say that she's interested in selling her scrubs because of the way it was presented. Just saying. But you can't be mad when people are going to refer to you as that when you come on a show like this and that's how you present. She could have easily presented herself in a different manner. And this is coming from someone that comes from a whole line of nurses. Both grandmothers were nurses. Sister is a nurse. Okay? It's very clear, but I'm not surprised. It's very clear that maybe it's her means to an end, but it doesn't seem like she's passionate about it coming on this show, talking about something else. But all right. Okay, Naomi says, "I will continue to feel like they gave her a bad edit. We've seen her at the hospital. Stop it." Have we seen her at the hospital? But it probably was very brief. It was probably very brief. Jean says, "As a patient, it's always clear who's in it for the money versus the passion." Well, then there's that. Passion Mommy says, "Angel is presenting that her interest in entertainment is prioritized. That is okay, long as she's giving her patients quality care when she's at work." I agree. Here's the thing. Here's Miss Lonnie. I don't think people are tearing Angel down or tearing Black people down for being critical. You come on a reality show as a professional, saying that you are a professional, but you're doing these stunts and shows instead of showing that professional side of yourself. And yes, it's an edited show, but I don't know. I feel like even in the moment when they were showing something that you could have highlighted your profession, you came in an evening gown. Like we've seen a pattern. Just pay attention to the patterns. This is what she's giving. This is what she's giving the cameras. And it's very clear. This is not her first reality show, so she knows how it goes. Just saying. All right. Julietta says, "Tubi is making a movie called To Be Nurse as we speak, and Angel has the leading role. I want my 10%. Goodbye. All right. Hold on, wait. P-Dub says, "Andy mentioned her scrub line release having a space theme on Watch What Happens Live. Angel stage changed to a bit of a grimace." Toya says that production leaves out a lot, which is true. But the one moment that they could have kept something in, your scrubs line, we're seeing you in an evening gown. Okay, Anthony said that was a club dress. Fine, it was a club dress. Just saying. Okay, maybe not an evening gown. Calm down, y'all. I was trying to give her some credit, but not an evening gown. It was the club dress. So which one is better? It would have been better if it was an evening gown, right? It would have been better if it was an evening gown for a scrubs launch line that none of y'all can pick out of a lineup. Just saying. All right. On that note, congratulations. She is in nurse practitioner school, so we wish her the best, right? Just no longer on this show. Scarlett J, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Scarlett J says, as a registered nurse, I get annoyed. Angel and wait, who's TT? Oh, the TikTok girlies uphold a baddie aesthetic. And to be honest, in a patriarchal racist health system, we're often taken less serious because of it. Well, and this is coming from a registered nurse. Don't let me ask my sister what she thinks about this whole topic as a nurse practitioner. I wish her the best. Okay? She's got her 2 minutes of fame. I don't see them bringing her back. I would be shocked if they bring Angel Love back next season. It was a freakum dress? Lord, y'all are a mess. All right, let me bring up Tyler, because I know Tyler got something to say. Tyler, what do you have to say about Married to Medicine? You'll be our last caller.
A lot. So what I will say is I do not like King at all. At all. I was highly annoyed by him. I don't feel like their relationship was fake. I do feel like Quad kind of rushed things, but I felt like, given the nature, you were there when she lost her niece. I think that has a lot to do with it. And you have no compassion and you have no chapstick for those crusty lips sometimes. And last but not least, I want to spend some time on Curtis. You want to talk about this. This is what irritates me. Yes, granted, premarital, all that. I get it, Curtis. But what was going on when you were in South Carolina? Like, did you forget what you were doing? The nerve of you with that raisin sitting on the side of your face to sit up here and try to act like you so holy and thou. And Curtis, you probably still doing stuff. You going down there to the Dominican Republic, and we all know what those ladies' profession are. So stop it. We still haven't seen the house that you built.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's not generalize.
Well, you know, you get tapped on your shoulder when you down there, and I'm gay, and they tap me on my shoulder. I'm like, hold up, baby, no ladies for me. So you do get tapped on your shoulder and rubbed on your thighs. So we know what you're down there for, because $40 is $100 to them. So you need to stop it. Stop trying to act like you just all that. Curtis, you don't even look good anymore. I'm sick of that mole on it, the moly, like on Austin Powers. I'm sick of him. The nerve of you to even open your mouth and crank your crooked teeth to say anything about anybody and what they're doing premarital. I'm sorry, but people like that, to me, I'm sorry not to bring this into the whole LGBTQIA thing, but both of us are gay men. And you know, people who think like that, it leads into other things. I'm just saying, normally homophobia and all that comes with it. Curtis made me mad with that. And, that's all. Let me stop.
They haven't even aired that part of the episode yet.
I saw it and I was mad. I saw the preview and I was mad because it's already coming and it has made me mad. I'm sorry.
Oh.
And last but not least, Eugene. I love you, Eugene, but you have two things and you need to stand up on them and use them. They're right under your scrotum. You need to have some balls when it comes to Toya. I am sick of this. It's like, Eugene, I'm not saying disrespect your wife. I love that you don't go there with her sometimes, but Toya just emasculates that man in a place that I do not understand how Eugene puts up with it. Eugene, you're not the most attractive, but you could find somebody. I'm just being for real. Toya is not even the baddest woman in Atlanta. She's a beautiful woman. Don't get me wrong. But you can find somebody that would at least treat you like they want to look at you daily. Toya act like the sight of Eugene makes her sick. I bet Toya cut up smoked sausages and put them in beans and feed him that. If he don't cook himself, she's not going to give him anything. Toya just looked like Eugene tried to give her a hug. She said, move. Like, she just mean. I don't understand it. And Heavenly, nobody needs to know that you and Dr. Dame, Dr. Dame look like he don't even wipe his booty all the way. We don't need to know that y'all sleep together every day, because you don't. All right, back Empire. I'm sorry. I had a few shots. I had a few shots. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, because Tyler goes in, but Tyler usually knows how to pull it back. Okay, Tyler,
I'm sorry.
It's early to be having shots. Bye, Tyler.
Bye.
Not judging. What in the Karen? What is going on? Now that made more sense. Because Tyler usually reads them for Phil, but he's able to pull back usually. Whoa. Exactly. Toy says disclaimer needed for Tyler. The opinions of Tyler do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. Everything that he said is alleged and of his own opinion. Okay? Papa Grant says, my God, today. Clutch and my imaginary pearls. Well, that is one way to end the show. That was probably more interesting than the episode itself, right? Don't forget, guys, you can also hear our episodes and whatnot. Did I talk about the sponsor for today? Can y'all remind me? Did I talk about our friends over at Factor? I can't even remember. I've been so busy today. If not, let me remind you, before this live is over, today is sponsored by our friends over at Factor, okay? Factor keeps you covered. On a day like today where I have 2 lives, they make it so easy and breezy for us to make dinner in a pinch, okay? Somewhere between the first warm weekend and realizing short season is getting close, eating well stops feeling optional. Factor is how I stop letting a busy schedule be my excuse. Fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs, ready in 2 minutes, no planning, no cooking. My kind of eating, right? All right. So quality functional ingredients, including lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats, no refined sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and no refined seed oils. Okay. Don't forget, they have 100 rotating weekly meals to keep things fresh and delicious through winter. Options include high protein, calorie smart, Mediterranean if you're on a GLP-1, and ready to eat salads. Head to factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off and free breakfast for a year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor, okay? Be sure to check out the description for more details on our friends over at Factor. Thank you to our Kings Guards. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats, Venmos, Cash Apps, and things like that. Victorian, thank you for letting us know. Kempire, there was a clip of Angel being a nurse as an intro on one of the episodes. She was in the hospital. Okay. Look, it's called Married to Medicine. They're going to show you the medicine a little bit at the very least. I think they could definitely do better at showing more of the medicine, especially now. Oh, all right. Anyway, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you to all of you for liking the video. If you haven't already, be sure to like it now. If you're watching the replay of this, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on Married to Medicine, your thoughts on what we had to say, your thoughts on what the folks had to say. I'm not fighting with y'all in the comment section. Don't fight with each other. We don't moderate adults, okay? Thank you all for being here. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.